Increasing Student Motivation and Engagement in Sixth Grade Reading Assignments by Angela Falter Thomas focuses on the following motivation levels among students entering the middle school years. Thomas begins with expressing how a student's motivation level decreases each year he progresses through schooling. By the time a student enters middle school, the desire to complete any homework assignment falls to the bottom of the priority list. Thomas then presents four theories: the self-worth theory, the locus of control, the control value theory, and the self-determination theory, all of which influence a student's personal motivation. The self-worth theory states students need to believe they are competent in academics to feel a sense of worth within the school environment. A child who feels inadequate or useless will see no need to complete any of the assignments, in or out of the classroom. The locus of control deals with students feeling in control of their success and failures. Control is a huge factor in a student's perception of school. I believe students latch on to what they can control because so much of their lives are decided by other people. So when it comes to schoolwork, having the choice to either do the assignment or not provides the control that a student is looking for. However, students do not fully understand the relationship between actions and consequences, meaning they do not understand what happens if they do not do their work. Giving a student too much control can be as detrimental as not giving them any. So allowing a student the choice to complete the assignment or not is just as detrimental as forcing them to do the assignment. Similarly, the control value theory centers on a student's idea of cause and effect relationships. The locus of control and control value theory go hand in hand because only through understanding cause and effect can a student analyze their success and failures. Finally, the self-determination theory deals with internal motivation to gain knowledge. Some students are born with an internal motivation to complete assignments. However, motivation can be developed over time for those who seem to lack the desire to complete assignments. Thomas states teachers need awareness of these theories if they want to help their students, because for a student to be truly successful, he needs to see worth in himself and the assignment, understand that through cause and effect he has control over his success and failures, and that intrinsic motivation can be developed over time. A common theme between these theories is that the teacher places a certain amount of responsibility in the hands of the student. But before implementing these theories into a classroom, a teacher needs to assess her students. To help assess which theory applies to each student, Thomas recommends identifying the individual differences amongst the students and then assessing their work. As a teacher, to determine where my students are academically, I would utilize informal reading inventories and begin running records. Both of these assessments would provide background knowledge on each student, and from there, I can determine what reading level the student is on, where the student needs to be, and then supply the appropriate materials to bring the student up to that level. A 5-week study took place in which students were assigned a reading assignment for homework. The next morning, the students were to report whether or not they completed the assignment. After 5 weeks, each student had a one-on-one interview about their motivation to complete this assignment. From all the data, 3 trends occurred. Students are grade-driven, desire little homework, and are influenced by their parents to do their homework. However, the results showed that grades were the main determinant of completing an assignment. 65% of students stated that without any assignment attached to the reading, they did not read the assignment. 80% of students completed the assignment if there was knowledge of a collaborative quiz. 93% of students completed the assignment if there were guided notes, and 96% of students completed the assignment if there was a self-selected project at the end. So, assigning work for students to complete the next day, whether in class or out of class, is the largest motivation factor for students. Based on these results, Thomas presents a few methods to help teachers promote motivation for outside class assignment completion. First, Thomas mentions extrinsic motivations. By requiring students to fill out guiding reading notes, the probability of students completing the assignment increases. To further involvement, the teacher could have students fill out prediction logs before leaving class, or have the students find quotations within the text that they relate to. The teacher could ask the students to write these things down in a reading log, and then she could check these after every assignment or sporadically throughout the unit to make sure students are completing their work. Secondly, Thomas suggests student autonomy and choice. This idea falls under the theories of locus control and control value. It is suggested to allow students to pick what to read, what subtopics they want to explore, and how to express their thoughts. However, before a teacher can let a student pick their own readings, Thomas stresses again that a teacher must first know her student interests. I believe getting to know the student should occur before any assignment is given. This will help avoid creating self-esteem issues related to academics. I would utilize the IRIs and other assessments to determine what a student can and cannot read. There's nothing more frustrating for a student than attempting an assignment but not being able to understand it. Also, when allowing students to choose what to read, it may be beneficial to limit their choices. Give students an option of books that they can choose from, and this will ensure that you as a teacher know what they are reading and are positive it is on a level that they can understand. Lastly, and most effectively, Thomas suggests cooperative learning. Cooperative learning encompasses both previous methods by giving control to the students and providing choices. Cooperative learning requires the students to come together to gain a deeper understanding of the readings. As a teacher, you can divide students up or allow them to put themselves into groups and then assign a reading to each group. From there, give each student a specific task that is unique to them, and this will create a dependency within the group because then they need each other to fully complete the assignment. This will ensure that students come together and discuss the readings to gain a deeper understanding and be able to comprehend what they have read. Overall, Thomas stresses the importance of understanding your students before assigning work. By knowing your students, you can adequately assess their motivation levels and apply the appropriate method.